Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, I'm somewhere completely different than usual because me and my now fiance have finally moved back to Portugal, and I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird because obviously we just moved, and while we do have some furniture, we don't have everything yet, so the house for now is a little bit echoey, which is why the sound of this video might sound a little bit weird. But anyway, I thought I would give you guys a bit of a life and kind of wedding update. So we got to Portugal a few days ago on a Sunday, and unfortunately, I think it's because it was a Sunday, we had the worst sort of airport experience we've ever had, I think. Basically, we got there 2.5 hours before our flight was supposed to take off, which is plenty of time usually, but unfortunately there were like 4 or 5 times the amount of people in queues to drop off bags and everything than we're used to seeing, so it was a bit daunting, but we kind of managed to get past that, except we had to go to a different queue for a reason they didn't really explain to us after we dropped off all of our bags except for one of them. We were told we needed to drop off the last one in a different section, and the queue there was a lot slower and still pretty damn big, so basically we spent almost 2 hours to get all the bags checked in, and there were quite a few of them. We brought 6 big luggage bags and 2 small ones because again, we were moving, so we just had a lot of luggage and stuff we wanted to take. Then through security was pretty, I guess, normal, nothing really special about it, but because we spent so much time in the first queues, we almost missed our flight by like 2 to 3 minutes. We literally had to run to the gates to make it, so we barely made it. We were sweaty and tired and grumpy from carrying, so many bags and being up so early because our flight was at 7 in the morning. We had to leave the house at like 2:30 in the morning to, get to the bus station, then get the bus, then actually get there like 2.5 hours before our flight. But regardless, terrible experience. I'm never ever going to travel on a Sunday ever again if I can help it. It was just the worst. On the first night that we were here on Sunday, we each slept over at like our parents' houses, and the next day we already had the keys to this apartment, which is now our apartment, and we're probably gonna live here for at least a couple of years. It's definitely a bit better than the previous one we had in the UK. It's bigger, for now a bit more echoey, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. And we do still have 2 bedrooms, which is nice because actually we're not going to use the second bedroom as a bedroom. We're going to use it as a sort of recording studio for me, which I'm really, really excited about because it's something I've been wanting to have ever since I started my channel over 1.5 years ago, so it's been quite a while. So over the past few days, we've just been moving a lot of stuff, unpacking a lot of stuff, and we've been trying to buy some furniture. We have already bought a few things, but most of them haven't even been delivered yet, so the house is still somewhat empty. But if you guys are interested, when it's a bit more set up, I can do a sort of house tour. I'm pretty damn excited, and I can't wait to see what it will look like once it's all furnished and everything's kind of put away, because right now most things are still in just a lot of bags. So this video for now is just a bit of an update on my life, and I'm gonna try on the wedding dresses because I already have them. I did bring them to the apartment. As I mentioned in my sort of engagement story time video, I actually have 2 wedding dresses and I hadn't tried either of them until I got here. I have already tried them once at my dad's place just because both him and my brother really wanted to know how they looked on me and if they fit or not, but I still would like to try them on for you guys because I just think it's kind of an interesting, thing to do. I've never obviously owned a wedding dress before, and because of the way the wedding dresses were bought, I didn't really get the experience of going to a wedding dress store and trying a bunch of different kinds of dresses and seeing what styles I like or don't. So this is, I guess, the closest I'm gonna get to that, because since I already have 2, there's literally no point to trying dresses, possibly falling in love with a different dress, and I already have 2, so I wouldn't buy it anyway. It is a bit unfortunate because I do wish I could have had that experience, but even so, I have two wedding dresses and I do quite like both of them, one a bit more than the other. Okay, so enough talking. I've basically explained everything that happened over the past week. So let's get on to the wedding dresses. The first wedding dress that I'm going to try is the more traditional one, which is just an all-white dress, and it's pretty damn long, so it's definitely gonna get pretty dirty on the actual day, which is, I guess, normal because most wedding dresses are completely white. But I guess it doesn't really matter that much since you're just gonna wear it for one day and you know, that's it. So this is kind of what the first dress looks like, but unfortunately it doesn't look quite right on me yet because I can't quite put it on properly by myself, but it does fit in terms of size here. Basically, if it was perfectly laced up on the back, which I can't do by myself, and I'm definitely not gonna ask my fiance to do this, it would look like this, and I think it gives sort of a really nice shape, and it has this one slit, which isn't quite in the middle, it's more to the right, for me at least. And I personally really like the off-the-shoulder look because I just always have. I think it looks really cool. It's just too bad I can't quite lace this up by myself. But when I was at my dad's place, he managed to lace this all up for me, which did take about 10 to 15 minutes to do completely, but it does fit me quite nicely apart from the length because as usual it is a little bit too long. Even at the front it's a good like chunk too long, so I really do need to have it at least a bit shortened on the front. On the back it can be too long and be perfectly fine. It looks really cool if it has sort of a train, so I don't mind it being long on the back. Anyway, this is the first dress, which I do like, but I'm not very used to wearing things that are very tight because it just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable really, and also things that are this white because even though I do like the color white, I always mix white with usually black and sometimes, you know, a bit of blue or something because I just don't feel very comfortable in it. So this dress for me is very pretty. It looks very classic. I do like it, but it doesn't really feel like me, if that makes sense. Now I'm gonna try the second dress, which I'm a lot more excited about. So, as you guys can see, this is the second wedding dress. It's mostly gray, even though it does have a little bit of white in the bodice here. It's so pretty in my opinion. I really, really like this one. It kind of looks like a wedding dress and it kind of doesn't. It looks a bit more like a ball gown, or at least it reminds me of one. It definitely doesn't have, you know, the puffiness, but it just seems like that style of dress to me. But this dress is strapless and a little bit too big for me, unfortunately. So it does have a bit of a tendency to fall down slightly. Again, though, it does have a sort of lace-up back, which means I can't really do this by myself. But I do really, really like this dress. I like the fact that it's not just white. I like the fact that it's also not so black that people would make comments about how I look like I'm going to a funeral or something like that. So initially my idea and what I told my dad I would be really interested in for a wedding dress would be if it was black and white, because I figured just black no one would be happy with, and if it was a bit of black and white it might look really cool and the contrast would look really interesting. But I hadn't really considered a gray dress until I saw pictures of this one and another one that my dad sent me, and I just think it is so pretty. So this one, as you guys can see, definitely has more of a corset kind of top, even though it is a bit too big, and even with this completely laced up, I know it's still too big because, as I said, I tried it on like properly at my dad's place. This one will need to be not just shortened but tightened too, but I absolutely love the bodice of this. This dress has two separate layers. There's this one which is just fairly plain and gray, and then this one which is, in my opinion, so pretty. Basically this is just full of little like shooting stars and regular stars and these sort of black lines, and it actually has the word elegance written in a lot of places, which I think is a bit unusual. Well, this is the bottom, so it just says elegant, but you kind of get the point. It's sort of all over the bottom part of the dress. I just love it. I really like this dress. If I'm gonna have to pick between one or the other, to wear for the wedding, I'll definitely pick this one. If I can wear both, however, I'm not really against it, I guess. So those are my two wedding dresses. I do quite like both of them, but I definitely have a favorite. I just really hope that for the gray dress, it can be altered to fit me without removing the lace-up part completely, because I just think that's a really cool detail of any dress, really. Fingers crossed. But yeah, those are my two wedding dresses. Let me know what you think of them and which one's your favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.